Hello students, once again welcome to the LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let's start with the course Mathematics 1, and today's chapter is Sequence and Series. In this chapter, today's topic is Introduction of Infinite Series, and very first series is Telescoping Series. So in this chapter we gonna learn about the infinite series. Okay, so let's start with the first basic. What is infinite series? So let u1, u2, u3 up to un dash 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 be an infinite sequence of real numbers, then the expression of the form u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus dash 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 is called infinite series. That means we can say that sum of terms of sequence gives us series. Sum of terms of sequence. Okay, so these are the term of sequence and its summation of this sequence gives the infinite series. So that is, a series is sum of terms of infinite sequence this. Okay, now this infinite series is denoted by sigma, summation, because this is sum of terms. So summation n is equal to 1 to infinity un, or we can write sigma un. Okay, no need to write n is equal to 1 to infinity, as we have discussed in sequence also. The number un, this un is nth term of the series. So whenever series words gives the series, that means summation of terms, and sequence, that means this comma comma comma. Okay, the series is finite, then it is called finite series, and it is written in the form this sigma I is equal to 1 to n, not till infinite. That means if you put a value of I, so we have u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus up to un only, because I range from 1 to n. Okay, so this is our finite series. So what is infinite series and what is finite series, that now it is clear in our mind. Now, very first point, partial sum. What is partial sum in infinite series? So the sum of first nth term, is denoted by Sn, and it is known as nth partial sum. We can say that it is nth partial sum. Now we know that we have series is given like this: u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus up to plus un plus up to this. This is our infinite series. Now sum of first nth term. Sum of first nth term, that means this is denoted by Sn, and this is called nth partial sum. This is called nth partial sum. So if we take S1, that means sum of first term, that means u1 only. S2, that means sum of first two term, that means u1 plus u2. Similarly, S3, sum of first three term till S3, and so on. We can write in general Sn is equal to sum of first n terms, and it is written as in this sigma I is equal to 1 to n ui. Okay, and these partial sum forms a new sequence Sn. Okay, so this make one new sequence Sn. Now by using this partial sum, we have the convergent, divergent and oscillatory series. So how we can say that given series is convergent, divergent and oscillatory? Based on partial sum. These are the rule. So first, convergent series. So series sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity un is convergent if Sn tends to finite unique limit L as n tends to infinity. That means if we find the limit of Sn, and which is finite and unique, that means this L finite and unique, then we can say that given series is convergent. Okay, so this based on partial sum. This rule is based on partial sum. Okay, number 2 or before number 2, this L is called sum of this series, sum of the given series. That means summation of the UN is L. Okay, now second is divergent series. The series UN is divergent if Sn tends to plus or minus infinite or limit does not exist. That means limit of Sn, and limit is n tends to infinity, okay, is infinite, then we can say that given series is divergent. And third is oscillatory. This is the oscillation is a part of divergent, as we have discussed before. So oscillatory, that means the series sigma un is oscillatory if Sn does not tends to unique limit. That means this limit, that limit n tends to infinity Sn gives more than one value, finite but not unique. Okay, so this is called oscillatory, and which is a part of divergent as well. Okay, so how we can use that partial sum? So if any series is given, then if you can find the sum of first nth term, that means nth partial sum, that means Sn. So if you can find Sn, then you have to find the limit n tends to infinity Sn, and whatever the answer of this limit, according to that you can say if this is finite and unique, so it is convergent. If it is infinite, then it is divergent. It is finite but not unique, then it is oscillatory. Okay, so this test is depend on a partial sum, nth partial sum. Now, properties of series. Which are the properties of series? Let's have a look. If sigma un and sigma vn are two convergent series, then sigma c into un, sigma un plus vn, and sigma un minus vn are also convergent. That means sum of these two series, if two series is convergent, the sum of two series and difference of two series is also convergent, and if you multiply any series with constant number, then it is also convergent. Okay, these are the just format of this. Now, by remove and by adding any finite number of terms does not affect the convergence of the series. Convergence of the series, that means convergent series will be convergent and divergent series will be divergent if we are removing or adding some finite number of terms in the given series. Okay, so this is the basic property of this series. Now we have example, and these are the example based on partial sum, nth partial sum, that means Sn. So if you can find Sn, then we have to apply this three condition out of three. Which condition is suitable for our example, that we have to just find out. So first example, so that the series, this series is convergent. Now we have to show this series is convergent. This series is known as telescoping series. Why this series is known as telescoping series, I will tell you later. Okay, so start with the solution. Before that, the question is if it is convergent, then find its sum. So let's start with the solution. Here un is this. Now we can write this series, given series, nth term in this form by partial fraction method. If you know that you learn in your school level that 1 upon n into n plus 1 is equal to a upon n plus b upon n plus 1, by putting the value of n is equal to 1 and by multiplying this term to here a into n plus 1. We know this method, and this method is known as partial fraction. By using this method, you can find the value of a and b, and you can separate this factor like this, one factor and another factor. And this kind of series, after getting its sum, we will get, we know the Sn is equal to sum of first n term. If we put u1, so we have u1 is equal to, this is our un, so this is our un, both are same, but this is in multiplication form, this is only some two addition or subtraction of two term. So by putting 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2, this one. u2 2 matlab we have to put n is equal to 2, so 1 by 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 minus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 up to nth term. Now if we expand the bracket, here it is clear that this and this term cancel out. So each and every term is cancel out, only first and last term is remain. So if any series gives like this, and this series is known as telescopic series. Okay, so what is telescopic series? Nothing else, only this. So no need, if there is not mentioned in example, even though we are doing this. So now we have Sn is equal to 1 minus 1 upon n plus 1, and as I told, if we can find Sn, now we will apply the limit on the both side, and by putting this limit n tends to infinity here, infinity plus 1 is infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, so we have answer 1, which is finite and unique. So given series is convergent, and if it is convergent, then its sum is nothing else but this, which we already find of this. Answer of this limit is our sum is 1. Okay, so this is the basic concept. One more example to understand better. Let's have a look on this example. Prove that series sigma n cube is divergent. Okay, so let's start with the same process, that we have un is equal to n cube. We have n cube, and if we find Sn, that means sum of first nth term, and we know that the sum of cube of numbers is given by this formula, n square into n plus 1 whole square by 4, and this is our Sn. By applying limit on both sides, and by applying n tends to infinity, this becomes infinity, and this is infinite. So by our nth partial sums rule, given series is divergent. It's so simple. One more example we have. Discuss the convergence of this series 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 up to infinite. So here you can say that this un is equal to sigma minus 1 raised to n plus 1. Okay, by putting n is equal to 1 2 3 we will get this. So if we add first term s1, that means sum of first term, it gives us 1. Sum of s2, sum of first two term, it gives 1 minus 1, that is 0. Sum of first three term, 1 minus 1 plus 1, it is 1. Sum of first four term, 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 0. In general, we have 0 or 1 will be the answer. That means limit n tends to infinity Sn gives 0 or 1, which is finite but not unique. Therefore, we can say that given series is oscillatory. Yes, limit does not exist and it is oscillatory, or we can say it is divergent also, but it is the special case of divergence. So we will write oscillatory. Okay, now we have one more example based on this concept. Is the series sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 upon n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 is convergent, and if so, find its sum. So let's have a look on the solution. First we will write down un. From un we can take this term outside, and if we apply partial fraction on 1 upon n into n plus 2, so we have this with multiply 1 by 2. Okay, and by multiplying this term inside, so again we have this 2 multiplication, and by simplifying or by that again applying partial sum, or we can say that, so Sn is equal to sum of first n term, apply u1, that means n is equal to 1 2 3 and so on. We have this, and here you can see that you can cancel out, these are the term plus minus plus minus plus minus, and we have remaining term 1 by 2 first term and last term is remaining. Now this is our Sn, and as we have discussed, we will apply limit on both sides. By applying n tends to infinity here, this term is infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, so we have answer 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 minus 0, that means 1 by 4, and 1 by 4 is unique and finite. Therefore, given series is convergent, and series is convergent, then we can find its sum, and sum nothing but limit of Sn is our summation, that is 1 by 4. This is our sum. Okay, so one more example we have. Discuss the convergence of the series sigma tan inverse 1 upon n square plus n plus 1 and find its sum if possible. Discuss the convergence, that means discuss that series is convergent or divergent. Okay, so let's have a look on the solution. So we have un is this. Now you can take common n from this, n square plus n. So this becomes n into n plus 1 and this one as it is. Now we have this formula tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus xy, then we can apply tan inverse x minus tan inverse y for this mode xy less than 1. That means this xy is less than 1. So to apply this formula, we have to think of this term, how we can apply this formula here. So let's have a look. We can write or we can take this term outside. So if we take this term outside, so we will get 1 upon n into n plus 1. In denominator we will get 1 plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. Right or wrong? Yes, right. So we can take these to numerator. So numerator becomes this term and denominator is this. Now as we have seen, we can separate this term n and n plus 1 like this, 1 by n minus 1 by n plus 1 by using partial fraction. Okay, so this is a look like this: x tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus x into y here. So we can write this term as tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. Okay, that's why I have given this step with question. Okay, so you can understand how we can use this formula to tan inverse. Now we have this un. Now we know the term that Sn, that means sum of first nth term. Now we will apply u1, that means n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. So if we put n is equal to 1 to this term, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, to that term, tan inverse 1 by n minus tan inverse 1 upon n plus 1. This is our un. Okay, and we have just put the value of n, 1, 2, 3. Now here it is clear that minus plus cancel out, minus plus cancel out, minus plus cancel out, till we have remaining term is first and last. So we have this. Now we will apply limit on this Sn. So apply limit n tends to infinity on both sides. If we put n infinitive, so this infinity plus 1 is infinitive, and 1 by infinity is 0, and tan inverse 0 is 0. And now this term, tan inverse 1, is our pi by 4. So pi by 4 minus 0 is pi by 4, and pi by 4 is finite. So given series is convergent, and what is the sum of this series? Sum of this series is nothing but this limit n tends to infinity Sn's answer. That means it is pi by 4. This one is our sum. So these are the basic concept which we learn. First we have seen in this chapter, in this topic, is what is infinite series, and after understanding infinite series, we find partial sum if we can. If we can find partial sum Sn, then we have to follow these three conditions of Sn, that if limit n tends to infinity Sn is finite and unique, then given series is convergent, infinite then divergent, and finite but not unique, then it is oscillatory. Plus this is the basic. And telescopic series, as I told, after expanding, if you cancel out some terms, okay, this kind of concept gives telescopic series, nothing else. So these are the practice example that you have to solve by yourself, and I have given these example based on only and only your this topics concept. Okay, so you have to keep practicing, use note and pen, then you can understand next lecture better, because after completing all the lecture of this chapter, if in exam any example is given like test the conversion of this series, you have to first decide which test you can apply. If you can find SN, then you have to apply today's, you can apply today's topic. But if you cannot find SN, then we have remaining lectures. Okay, so each and every lecture has this practice example that you have to solve. So thank you for watching this video, and keep practicing, keep watching. We will see you soon with the next lecture. Thank you.